quitting my job right if I want to pursue my passion or what I feel like doing? Depends, it's situational. Whether you quit your job or not depends on, well, what are your responsibilities? Do you have debts to pay? Do you have kids? Do you have responsibilities out like within that? I mean, it depends. It's situational whether you should be quitting your job or whether you should be pursuing your passion to do that. And for every person, it's different. So it's not a blanket statement that can be given. What you would need to look at is what is your passion? What is your passion, and what is it going to take for you to realize that passion? Because just like you might say, I like writing, or I like bikes, or I like whatever your passion is. You have to look at, that's your passion, but what's the end goal of that passion? What do you want to do with that? Do you want to be a writer? Do you want to be a published author? Do you want to be able to review bikes? Do you want to go and travel the world on a bike? Like, what is your passion? What's the end goal? The passion is that thing, but what's the end goal? And so when you have that end goal in mind, now you have to reverse engineer. So what do I have to do to get to that end goal? That's the end goal. I'm now going to reverse engineer the steps to what I need to do to get there. Does that require me to quit my job? How much time does it require for me to be able to get there? Like, what are the innuendos? What are the things that I need to do? Because you may not need to quit your job. That's the whole idea. You may not need to. You may want to quit your job, and that's a whole nother discussion. But really, in the pursuit of passion, guys, is really identifying what is that thing that lights your soul up. That's what passion is. That thing that gives you energy, that energizes you, that builds, just like, I gotta get out of bed. That thing, and it happens, guys. You might think, well, that's pretty stupid because it's never happened to me. It's just fake. It ain't fake. It's the reason why you think it's fake is because you've never experienced it. I can't tell you what ice cream tastes like if you've never tasted ice cream. How do you describe ice cream if you've never tasted it? You have to try it to get it. Same with passion. You have to try. You have to know that this thing lights me up to enable you to know that it's possible. So once you know that thing, what's the end goal with that thing, that passion? Reverse engineer what's it going to take, and then assess, in that journey, do I need to quit my job? What do I need to do to support myself? If I do quit my job, what if the passion thing doesn't work out? That's the crux of it all. Because a lot of people do want to quit their jobs, but maybe you don't need to. Maybe you just don't need to quit your job. Your passion is that thing that lights you up, whether it's drawing, whether it's calligraphy, whatever it may be. Then how you reverse engineer it, that's what's going to tell you to quit your job. In fact, a lady that I interviewed on my podcast, she was incredible. She had a great job, high fly job, and then she went and took a gap year in her 40s. She took a gap year in her 40s. Like, talk about trying to unbox your gift. Like, that's unheard of. Someone would say to her, well, you're irresponsible. Well, you're blah, 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 blah. Now, obviously not everyone's in a position to take a gap year in their 40s, but what everyone is responsible for is their own happiness. And she said, in her response, she says, every time someone said to me, well, isn't it a bit irresponsible that you're in your 40s and you're taking time off? And she would say, well, you know what? Actually, it's irresponsible for me to do something and not find happiness in it because I'm responsible for my happiness. It's not my husband's job. It's not my employer's job. It's not my parents' job. It's my job to find my own happiness. And for you, it might be being in a job that you don't like because, you want to look irresponsible. For me, it's actually going to find what it is and being responsible for what I want to do and not just by default. Can you see the difference there?